Hi everybody, welcome. My name is Jasmine and I'm going to lead you through a few series, and the first series is a warm-up series. I would like you to begin by lying down on your mat. So you're going to be laying down, head on the mat, knees bent or legs straight out. Just want you to have a few moments to check in and lay down. So get yourself comfortable and soften the shoulders, close the eyes, soften the lips, release that jaw. Notice that the tailbone is lengthening towards the heels. There's space for this body. So lying on the mat in Shavasana. And this posture, Shavasana, where the body is at ease and comfortable, you can return to this posture anytime throughout the series, throughout the sequences. It's important to listen to the body. Stay laying down in Shavasana and take a moment to connect. Notice how you are and see if the practice can come to meet where you are. Please take your time throughout any yoga practice. Adapt, modify or adjust the sequences. Never do anything that doesn't feel comfortable for you. And then from Shavasana, I would like you to slowly make your way up to seated. You can roll over to the right side and just make a little pillow with the hands and take a moment to pause. Sometimes people like to roll up and down the spine. That's your choice. And then when you are ready, please come to sit. I'm sitting on a yoga block. So you could sit on a blanket, cushions as we're practicing at home. And get things that you might need for your practice, so some bricks or a belt. Just take your time to settle. And then settle in the seated position. I'm sitting in Sukhasana. Sukh means happy, easy. So I want you to be comfortable in the posture. I'm just crossing my right foot in front. Aim to have the knees a little bit lower than the hips. That's why a little bit of height is helpful. Palms releasing down to the thighs. And what I'd like you to do is connect with your breath. The inhalation through the nose and then the exhalation through the nose. I'm adjusting my seated position. This feels more comfortable for me. This is Siddhasana, but sit how it suits you. I'm going to chant the Shanti Mantra, which is saying, may we be protected, may we be nourished, may there be goodwill, may there be good energy between us all. May there be no ill feeling. And if there is, may we work through things with peace. May there be peace. So listen or join in, please, if you know the mantra. Let's begin. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Saviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinat Vaditamastu Mahavidvish Avahai. Om Shanti Shanti, Shanti. Place the left hand onto the chest and the right hand onto the belly. As you begin to hold yourself, feel the connection with the body, and please take a gentle bow. Namaste. I'd like to ask you to gently blink the eyes open. Notice that there's an alertness to the spine and a softness to the face. I'd like you to be aware of the breath. The breath is rising from the belly, all the way from the chest. Breathing in through the nose and breathing out through the nose. The inhalation, expanding. Imagine you're receiving the in-breath and a smooth exhalation out through the nose. And notice that there's a whispering sound at the back of the throat. Inhalation. Exhalation. Try to keep the breath calm, smooth, long, equal. Inhalation. Rising, exhalation. This is known as a Ujjayi breath. Just breath awareness for now. Inhalation. Through the nose, please. Exhalation. Through the nose or just gently out through the mouth if this practice is new to you. Now I want you to be guided by the breath throughout the different series, throughout the practice. Inhalation. And then taking an exhalation. Being aware of the breath as you place the hands onto the knees. And we're going to come into Virālasana, which is known as cat-cow posture. Cat stretch essentially. Knees underneath the hips, hands underneath the shoulders. Turn the fingers, the wrists out so that there's not much compression. Press into the hands, press into the feet. Let's draw the chin in, lengthen the tailbone down. Keep breathing as you stay there in the stretch. I like to walk my hands further forward so my wrists are protected. Your choice, tailbone long. Now take an inhalation, lift the head, the heart forward. There's a little bend in the lower back. Don't do that if you have lower back issues. Exhalation, spread the fingers, press into the feet. Second round. And then inhalation, lift through the chest, looking forward. Exhalation. Mobilizing the spine. Third round. Opening the chest. 2 more times. So this sequence you can come into instead of downward dog anytime. Or anytime you need to release the spine, inhalation, lifting the heart. Try to coordinate the breath with the movement. So notice the exhalation through the nose as you lengthen the tailbone. And awareness of that Ujjayi breath. Inhalation. Looking forward. So that's our 5th round. So in cat you can be a little bit looser when you're doing that. Don't have to be so rigid here. Now we're going to come into hero pose, Virasana. Vira means hero. I'm going to grab a brick as I come onto the knees, and I'm having the brick between the calves of the ankles, and as I sit back, just might sit back cautiously. You'll hear my knees doing a little snap, crackle, pop. And this is working the thigh muscles, helping us prepare for some standing postures. Stay with the spine alert. Keep the chest open. Let's bring the hands into a mudra, the thumb and the first fingertip gently touching. And be aware of the breath, the inhalation through the nose. And the exhalation. Keep the collarbones wide, inhalation, exhalation. Continue with that. Just a word here in this posture. Be mindful of the knees and the ankles. You might need to sit on a bolster, or you might continue in cat-cow stretch. Please practice comfortably. Keep drawing the lower belly in and up. This is your Virasana hero pose. I'd like you to come forward now, release the brick. I'm going to place that to the side. And then we'll come into Balasana, child's pose. So Bala means playful. Child's pose can be quietening. I'm going to have the brick, because I'm going to rest my forehead there. Keep the buttocks onto the heels and press the heels of the hands onto the thighs as you lengthen forward, and then stretch the arms forward. And then release the forehead onto the ground, or have my forehead onto the brick. And I'd like you to stay there for 5 counts of breath. Keep pressing into the fingertips. The other option is to have the brick lengthways, the head a little bit higher. 3. Keep breathing in and breathing out. 4. And 5. Hopefully releasing the lower back in this posture, Balasana. And then let's come back onto the knees. Just a small warm-up, mobilizing the spine, giving you options straight away for cat stretch or child's pose if we're not coming into downward facing dog. And I'm going to ask you to come up slowly, spread the fingers. Let's lift the knees off the mat, pressing into the fingertips. Lift the knees up to the belly, so this requires some strength. Push through the backs of the legs. Walking the feet forward. Let's coming forward, feet, hands to meet into this Uttanasana. Uttanasana is a standing forward bend. Bend the knees as much as you like. Let's bring the heels of the hands onto the thighs. Press into the feet. Lift up slowly. Open the chest. Let's clasp the hands. Release the hands by the side. So half Sun Salutations. Inhalation. Exhalation, hands into Namaste. So you're going to reach the arms forward. They might rise all the way up to the sky, and you might open up into a back bend. Otherwise, keep the hands forward. Exhalation, bend the knees, bring the belly to the thighs. Release the hands down to the ground. Again, this is Uttanasana, standing forward bend. Let's come back up, press into the feet, spread the toes, engage the thighs, lifting up slowly. All the way up, up, up. Inhalation. Bring the palms back down. This is anatomical position, palms face forward. The third round, I'd like you to grab hold of a brick. Place the brick between the thighs, so we'll realise the adductors. You want to work the thighs here. Inhalation, exhalation, Namaste. Or pretend that you're squeezing a yoga brick between the thighs. Reach the arms forward or all the way up. Urdhva Hastasana. Draw those front ribs in and up. If you take an exhalation, come forward. As my legs feel stronger here, it feels easier for me to release all the way down. Hands to the floor. Uttanasana. Keep squeezing the brick between the thighs. Bend the knees. Lift up, up, up. Keep squeezing the brick between the thighs. All the way up. Tailbone is long, lengthening to the ground. Please take your time. And releasing the hands back down to the side of the body. Take a pause. I'm going to walk awkwardly to the front of the mat because I have the brick between the thighs, but that's okay. I'm going to come into full Sun Salutation. Inhalation. Exhalation, hands into prayer position. Reach the arms up, open the chest. But draw those front ribs in and up. Then come forward, lengthen forward. Release the hands down to the ground. So we're back to Uttanasana, just as we did before. Let's take the brick out. Take a big step back with that right foot, please. And I'm lowering the right knee down to the ground, so I'm in this lunge position. Left knee is in line with the ankle. I step into this plank position, watching the wrists, pushing through the heels, opening the chest, pressing into the fingertips. And then come onto the tiptoes. Again, we want some strength in our yoga postures to help the stretch. Now lower the knees down, knees in line with the hips, and keep the chest coming forward as you draw the elbows into the ribs, almost like a half press up. Chin comes down, hips up. Slide the feet back, forehead to the ground, fingertips right by the middle of the chest. Heels of the hands by the ribs, elbows drawing into the ribs. Let's flare the toes, press into the toes. Gently press into the pubic bone, lift the forehead, nose, chin and chest. Bhujangasana, cobra position. Strengthening the back. Exhalation. All the way down. Come straight into down dog, or join me by coming onto the knees. Stretching into balasana, remember that child's pose. Then into a cat stretch, exhalation. An optional Adho Mukha Svanasana, down dog. Inhalation. Take an exhalation. Feet can be quite wide apart and bend the knees as much as you like to release the hamstrings. Inhalation. As you take an exhalation, imagine from the inner groins all the way to the inner heels you're releasing down. Keep breathing in and breathing out. I'm just walking forward so my foot doesn't head into the plant. I'm going to lift the right knee up. So you can do this on all fours if you prefer. I'm going to draw the knee into the belly, stepping the right foot forward, back into this lunge position, pushing through that back heel, lowering the left knee down, back to where we started. Keep the front knee in line with the ankle. And then step the feet together, Uttanasana, standing forward bend. Exhalation here. Press into the feet, lifting with the thighs, lifting up. Imagine you're squeezing the brick between the thighs. Open the chest. Release the hands down to the side, back to anatomical position. Second side for Surya Namaskara. Inhalation. Exhalation, Namaste. Inhalation, Urdhva Hastasana. Option to just stretch the arms forward, opening the chest. Back bend is optional. Coming forward as we release the hands down to the ground. Spreading the toes. This time I'm going to take a big step back with the left foot, keeping the chest open. Lower the left knee down. Remember to have some padding for the knees if you need some support. I've got 2 mats, so that's why I haven't mentioned it earlier. Step into plank. Spread the fingers, push through the heels. Really come onto the tippy toes. Really want you to press into the fingertips. Drawing that lower belly in and up. Now lower the knees down. Knees in line with the hips. And then the chest and the chin comes down. Keep the hips up. And release all the way down to the ground. Just rock the hips a little bit side to side. So flare the toes, heels of the hands by the ribs, elbows in, press gently into the pubic bone as you draw the tailbone down. Inhalation, lifting up, keep drawing those front ribs in, lifting up. Inhalation, Bhujangasana, strengthening the back. Exhalation. Curling the toes under. Come into Balasana, child's pose. Remember, you can go straight into down dog or follow me. Take an exhalation. Connect with that breath, the Ujjayi breath. I'm going to come into a little cat stretch. The tailbone lengthens. I'm stretching up between the shoulders. Lifting the heart open. So remember, you can stay here in this sequence, which makes it easier to step the left foot forward, which is what we'll do next. But coming into your down dog, or if you're in down dog, keep drawing that lower belly in and up, please. Lifting the left foot up, draw the knee into the belly. Step the left foot forward. I'm keeping the chest open. I'm pushing through that back heel. Now lowering the right knee down. And push off that right foot. As I come forward into Uttanasana. Standing forward bend. Tip the weight forward a little bit more. A little bit more. And then coming up slowly, bending into the knees, pressing the heels of the hands into the thighs as you lift up, strong here. Reach the arms up, all the way up over the head or just straight ahead. If you're reaching up, keep drawing the lower belly in and up and lift through the back ribs. Let's release the palms down. And you're standing in Tadasana in your anatomical position. Keep that tailbone long. Steady the breath, bring the awareness to the breath, the inhalation through the nose, please. Let's place the left hand onto the chest and the right hand onto the belly. Exhalation. Keep spreading the toes. And imagine you're squeezing that brick between the thighs. And have this sense that the ankles, the hips and the shoulders are in alignment as best they can be. Keep drawing those front ribs in and up. Imagine the ribs are coming to meet to the centre of the body. And lengthen through the base of the skull. Softening the gaze, keep the gaze fixed straight ahead. So you're really strong in this Tadasana, mountain pose. Keep the palms out now, anatomical position. Imagine there's a space between the armpits. So Tadasana, mountain, imagine that the head is lifting to the sky and the feet are rooted to the ground like a mountain.